Hey guys, Laura here. I thought I would show you a quick, easy tutorial on how to make car decals. Now, I say easy because I'm going to start off with a really simple version, and then I'm going to kind of progress to modifying and subtracting and layering. But this is going to be fun, so stick with me. Here we go. First of all, I'm going to show you one of the most often requested for, which is a monogram. So all I've gone ahead and done here is I've prepared my monogram using Monogram KKSC font, and I'm going to go ahead and move my character spacing a little bit tighter together so I have some overlap like that. But before I do anything else, I want to right click and I want to weld it together so that when I go and cut, these pieces all stay connected as one big puzzle piece. Now from here, I want to add this cute polka dot circle to my monogram font. And if you need help on how I made this circle, there is a video for that. I will link it in the description below. It's simply just changing a font, or I'm sorry, changing the thickness of a line. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to click here and change and make sure I have everything centered and in place. Once I like the look of it all, I'm going to right click and I'm going to make this a compound path, so that when I go to cut it out with my Oracal 651, because that is very, very important when doing a car decal, you want a very adhesive, durable vinyl. Now I'm ready to go. If I wanted to add something to this, like this bow, I can do that. If I want it to kind of be on a little bit of an angle, I can do that as well. Now you have a couple of different options here. If you want this to be all of the same color, you can select everything and make it a compound path, so that allows these dots, if you will, to cut out around it. If you don't like the look of that, I'll kind of give you an example. If I bring this to the front, if I were to just cut all of this out together, or maybe even cut it on my sheet like this, and then I go back in and I lay it on top myself, that kind of gives me a different look where these little dots would show through, but they'll be behind versus cutting out. It's 100% preference, guys. Nothing right or wrong about it. So that's a really simple decal. Let's do something fun, really popular right now, hashtag stuff. So pay no attention to the font because it's going to be really hard to read because it's going to be still in that monogram font, but hashtag mom life. All right, so let's make this bigger just so you guys can see. Oh, and I'll explain this black box over here too. I forgot about that. I'm going to change my font. Here, I'm just going to do something really simple to see. So, for example, that. Cute, done, easy. Load on your cutting mat, cut it out, pretty basic. Now, if you want to make that a little bit more, something to it, you can actually go in here, double click, and select life, for example. And let's say I want life to be in a different font. It's that easy. You don't have to go in and load a bunch of different text boxes and type it separately. You can just go in and change it. Let's say I don't even like the look of this hashtag. As crazy as that is, fonts have different looks. So let's say I like that look better, or I like Times New Roman better, or whatever. I mean, you can change anything you want just by double clicking and selecting the text. So there you go. That's a fun way to do a hashtag for a car decal. Now, if I wanted to add a little heart at the end, I can do that too. I can even twist it just like I did the bow. If I wanted to, I could connect it to the E, and I'll zoom in to show you this. So let's say I wanted that to go together. I could just select both of those things, right click and weld it, and now it'll cut as one piece. You see how I have these little boxes surrounding these other options, or not options, they're fonts. I'm going to scoot this while I have it separated. I might as well. But right now, all of these little pieces, they would be disconnected. So just for easy, I make it a compound path. Now it's going to move together. So again, really simple, fun way you can kind of dress things up. Now let's do a really layered one with a couple different fonts. This is going to be a little bit more advanced, if you will. So, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do here. So here's my anchor, and I'm going to write, and again, pay no attention to the font. We will change it. All right. So let's change this so we can read it. All right. I'm going to center it, and I'm going to go with a little bit more of a bold look. Let's go with, there we go. All right. Now, the reason why I said a bold look is because I want to change the word hope to this font. And this allows me to do that. So now I can go in and I'm going to get a little bit more in depth, and I'm going to ungroup this, and I'm going to put these pieces back together real quick just so they don't get lost, because I'm going to resize some things. I'm going to resize this word, and then I'm going to do some doctoring here. So let me put this together as well. All right. Now, you don't have to worry about whether or not you're getting things all out of place, because I will show you how to fix that. And again, this is just such the design element of it all. You don't have to do all of this. I just like to. So there we go. I'm going to put that back together now. Now, I wanted to make the Y larger. That's why I didn't make the whole word together. So now I'm going to select everything here. I'm going to go back to my transform window, and I'm going to line everything up horizontally. Now, you see how this goofed up? I'm just going to undo that, and I'm going to put these back together because I know that I want them to stay in alignment. And then line it up there. Okay, so that is aligned. Now, my personal preference is I don't love the look of that. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to line it up the way that I like the look of it. And there's nothing wrong with that. This is your design. So I'm happy with that. Sometimes what I like to do is I'll duplicate my own alignment. I'll select it again and I'll put it back to what they say is right, if you will. I'm going to make this as compound path, and I'm just going to show you guys them side by side. Whoops. So there you go. Not a huge difference, but I still prefer my alignment better because I like how I moved the word my over just a little bit. You can tell the difference here. So I'm going to delete this one. Okay, now what I want to do next is I'm going to select both of these and I'm going to duplicate them and I'm going to move them to the side. From here, I'm going to actually change the color of the anchor so that it's a little bit easier for you guys to see. And I'm going to set this up about there. I'm going to select both again, and I'm going to center it right in the middle. Okay, now I'm going to just scoot that over just a smidge. Okay, so now that I have this set up, I'm actually going to duplicate it again. Now, the first time I duplicated this, that was my mistake. I should have aligned it first, so that was an extra step. You can omit that from your brain. Now, from here, I'm going to go up to Object, and I'm going to Modify, and I'm going to subtract it. There we go. Now, I want to take this whole piece, and I want to right-click, and I want to make it a compound path so that I don't lose any pieces of the puzzle. I no longer need this anchor because this is going to slide right into those slots. So, when you go to cut this, you would cut your anchor with gray vinyl if you want, and you would cut your words with white vinyl, blue vinyl, green vinyl, whatever you want. Now, the reason why I did this black rectangle over here was to show you guys what these would actually look like. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to change them to white because most likely you would use a white font on a car decal to give you an idea of what they would look like. So let's do the anchor first. Now, when you do something like this with the layering, yeah, you just have to eyeball it when you are actually putting it on paper. Or sorry, when you're layering it before you stick it together. So you want to make sure that you can kind of check your lines and things like that. So there's the anchor, here's the monogram, and here's the mom life. Move these out of the way. There you go. So hopefully this helps you guys. This is just some fun things to do. Gives you a couple of different options. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and comment below if there are other tutorials you guys need to see. Thanks!